Hello and welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. Today, I would like to continue talking about the case of Precious 5-year-old, should be 6.5 years old now, missing Summer Moon Utah Wells. Summer's a 5-year-old girl who was reported missing on the 15th of June at 6:30 p.m. in Hawkins County, Tennessee, Rogersville. Summer's mother, Candice Bly Wells, called 911, called the sheriff and law enforcement of Hawkins County, and she said that she couldn't find her 5-year-old daughter, Summer Wells. Her father, Donald Wells, called the 911 too from allegedly Rogersville, where he says he was at work. Summer has not been found up to today. It's been a year and 6 months. We have had no new updates of the whereabouts of Summer Wells. Her mother, and especially her father, stated at the start of the investigation that they believed it was abduction. Law enforcement put out a endangerment alert. That was on the 15th of June. On 16th of June, we had the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation that came into the case. They spoke to the mother, Candice Bly Wells, the father, Donald Wells, and the grandmother, Candy Herrer, aka Grandis. They spoke to the boys too. As soon as after this, they raised the endangerment alert to an amber alert. Amber alert is the highest alert that can be put out for anyone. So I would automatically believe that not only was it an endangerment for Summer, but that amber alert was put out because definitely the parents' timeline and alibi was in question. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has wrote on the website up to today that the last time Summer was seen was in front of a house, barefoot. But the parents said that Summer was in the basement playing with her toys. They told the boys told David Dotson from the church, who was the first person who came there besides law enforcement. They told him that the basement door was locked. Usually, when an investigation is fresh in the first 24 hours, every witness is important, like we know. So the mother called Robin Lane from the church, but Robin was busy. She couldn't answer her phone. She had some kind of church event going on with the children, so she was taking pictures on her. She could not answer the phone. Automatically or allegedly, Candice called David Dotson, who worked in the church for only 3 months. David Dotson came to the scene. David Dotson gave his statements to law enforcement, and he said that the boys told him that the basement door was locked. David Dotson said that in his interview to the Unmasked, please like, share, and subscribe to them. They're brilliant at their work. He told them that the house is located in a very isolated place up the hill, and the next door neighbors are like far away, like I believe it was some 50 yards or something. He said basically you can't even see the next door neighbor, or you can't hear them. Chris McDonough from the interview room went to the houses and conducted a lot of interviews, and he felt the same, that the houses were located. We had many other YouTube creators who went there, and they said the hill is steep and like it's not impossible, but it did not make sense that abduction happened. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation works usually with human trafficking, foul plays, gang related crimes, gang organized crimes, human trafficking, and many other things. So, for the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, to be called in within the next day, that we say within 24 hours, does give me, and it should give you all a hint that something was not making sense in the timeline of the parents. The timeline was that Candice's mother, Candy Herrer, had a knee inflammation. She was wearing a knee bracelet. She was in severe pain. That's what she said. And she said that Candice offered to take her to the ER. They went to the ER at 8 a.m. in the morning. Around 10 to 10:30 p.m. in the afternoon, Candice allegedly called Hunter, or Hunter called Candice. We've heard different versions from different interviews, but Hunter clearly said that he was bored and he called Candice. He asked if he could tag along with them, which Candice said it would be all right with me if it's all right with your mother. Allison said that it would be all right, so Candice came, picked up Hunter, and only Hunter, not his sister. I feel that to be a bit curious, actually, thinking about it, because Candice, Hunter's sister, is 12, 13 years old now. So although she was in Summer's age, you would obviously, if you had a daughter at that age, you would want another girl to play with her. But I guess this was different because I think Candice took Summer for her own, Hunter for her own purpose. We have a grown woman giving a 15-year-old boy alcohol, vapes, and such things, and maybe weed even, and this boy has impulsive ADHD, which is a mental health illness. All these drugs and drinking, the twisted tea and all, would not be good for a teenager who suffers of impulsive ADHD. Allegedly, Allison said she was not aware that Candice gave her son twisted tea, but there's all sort of rumors that Allison knew about it. From the people who've been to that house, God bless his soul, Jose even said that in Candice's house that Allison went into the room and she saw Hunter and Candice and she did not like what was going on. So the reason that I'm saying it is most of the things are facts, but some of the things are from witnesses who know this family well. Around 2:30 in the afternoon, after they had a couple of stops, they went actually to the swimming hole, the horse pond, and we could see the TikTok pictures that, what's his name? Hunter was splashing water on Summer and she did not like it, and Candice told him to stop. We saw him waving out gang signs and such things, and she said what's her name? Candice said she did not like it, she told him to stop. What does she expect from a 15-year-old boy that she provided alcohol to, and she provided vapes and even maybe weed or whatsoever? I wonder if while Summer was in the swimming hole that was so dirty, that had a lot of branches, a lot of rocks, very unsafe, very impure water, very unhygienic for a 5-year-old girl to be swimming in that water. I wonder if Hunter is playing out too far that Summer hit herself on a rock or something. Because there was, when we summarize and go back to it, there was 20 seconds or maybe a minute or two that Summer went under the water. We heard different versions. Candice said that this never ever happened. Hunter said that she went in for 20 seconds. He said it could be more. And on top of that, he said maybe she did not even come out, which we still don't know. I don't believe that. She would have come out because we saw her in the car. But then we don't know if the car picture was taken from the same day. There is many things that do not make sense in this timeline. Then we have Hunter being dropped off at 2:30, like he said in his interview. So there's the gap between 2:30 to 6:30. Nobody knows what has happened between that gap. So for all the people who leave in comments. Most of y'all are gentle, most of y'all are mindful and kind. I really appreciate that. But then there are some people that support Candice and Dawn and believe that this was not abduction. I will give you examples for the reason that I don't believe this was abduction. The property was in a very isolated place. There was 3 boys already who was unsafe without supervision over there that same day and many other times. So our abductor would have usually gone to find children that are easy to abduct so that he doesn't stay there too long and get caught. Mostly people who just say SO offenses or offenses would be very careful in the action. So they wouldn't be wanting to hang around there when they can get 3 boys. They have direct access to them. Why would they just take Summer Wells while Summer is in the basement allegedly with her mother and grandmother outside of the house, mind you all, and her 3 brothers sitting and playing videos and such things. Another thing, or video games. Another thing is that let's not forget Summer's oldest brother was 13 years old. So none of the 3 boys were allegedly abducted or harmed, but their sister was taken right in front of their eyes. That does not make sense at all. That is one of the reasons I believe there was no abduction. Either accident happened, either foul play happened, either human trafficking happened. Don Wells said to the behavior panel himself that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation asked Don Wells, do you owe any debts for drugs? Now that is something you can speculate yourself and come with a conclusion. This is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. I believe that was the reason they were called into this case, because they knew that foul play was involved. Then let's come to the parents. For the people who support Candice and Dawn Wells, let me tell you all a bit and summarize and remind you all who these 2 characters are. These 2 people, the reason I say characters is because they show no mercy, they show no empathy for Summer Wells. That is the reason I call them characters. They're full of rubbish, they're full of nonsense, they're liars, they keep changing their timeline. Candice Wells failed the first lie test. We are not sure she passed the second one. That is according to Dawn, who tells us that she passed it. We didn't hear that from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. He said that the first test she was having anxiety and she had weed and such things in her body, so that's the reason she was all stressed and tense. I can believe that if a parent is stressed and tense, and obviously this is a fearful thing that their child, they would be in panic, is abducted. The main reason I do not believe in Candice and Dawn Wells is the word they say, actions speak louder than words. None of these 2 characters have been searching for Summer Wells. Not on Facebook, not on social media besides YouTube, where they come around and have a laugh with BK. That is not searching. That is just trying to get clouds for whatever reason. Candice Wells was crying more over that she lost her friend that she met on Facebook and social media and YouTube called Jenna than she ever cried for Summer. When parents usually get a child abducted, God forbid, we have seen many cases, I always mention the McCains for a reason. The McCains is the most famous kidnapping case in the face of the planet. If you don't know Kate and what was her husband's name? Kate McCain was Madeleine McCain, his mother, and was it John McCain or Jake McCain? The father was a doctor, heart surgeon. The mother was a general practitioner doctor. They were blamed and accused in Portugal when they went to the holiday that they had involvement with beautiful Madeleine, the 3-year-old girl, being abducted. But even every time people's theories used to change, even at times at the start, I used to believe that the McCains are hiding something. But then when I always thought of that part, and it ended up to be true, that the McCains were hiding just that they felt guilty of the child neglection, that they went out to drink in a restaurant in front of them, and they thought it wasn't only them two, there were 7 other doctors. So they did a very irresponsible thing by leaving their children in their room to sleep, small babies expecting everything to be fine and ivory. That is not how it works. That is child neglection. You do not leave small children alone no matter what, not even for a second, because there are evil people out there in the world. Moving forward, no matter how the McCains were blamed, both the McCains showed that they never gave up on Madeleine. They made sure up to today they put Madeleine's pictures everywhere in the world. They wrote books about their daughter. They stood like soldiers together, hand in hand. They went around to churches praying. They went around doing everything, putting flyers out for their daughter Madeleine. That is how usually a parent who has a child abducted would act. They would put up flyers, they would search, they would use the media to get their point, but not in this case. So people who are fans of Candice and Dawn and keep on writing comments that they're innocent and you as a mental health counselor should understand, no, I'm a human being before I'm a mental health counselor. I'm a mother before I'm a mental health counselor. I'm a person, I'm a woman, a motherly figure before being a counselor. I have never seen two people like these two characters who are always drunk, high on YouTube. They sit and talk rubbish. They do not give us hints of the true story of what happened to Summer. Summer Wells did not have a voice of her own. Let's not forget, she was a 5-year-old child. We could see she was clearly neglected. These people cut her hair not short, bald. There was a reason they did that, I believe, and I think, God forbid, they knew they pre-planned to get rid of Summer, so they didn't want any hair evidence or such things to be lying around. Because they have given different versions to the news anchor Ainsley Daniels, WHJLR. They have told her different reasons that they cut her hair. Candice said it was a style that she liked. Robin said they told her it was summer, so it was getting warm, they cut her hair. Dawn said that she cut some parts of her hair with her own hand, with the scissors, so they had to cut it short. When you cut it short, you can trim your hair short. You don't need to make a girl bald, unless, God forbid, that she has cancer or something like that, which I can understand. Something was not right with this case. Another thing, Summer Wells was supposed to start school in those period of 2 weeks. These people had the CPS coming to the house and they were supposed to allegedly come and collect the children. Whatever they did to Summer, whether they sold Summer, whether they hit Summer, whether it was an accident and Summer died, God forbid, we have to get used to saying the truth now because it's been so long. I want this baby girl to be found. I want justice for Summer Wells. She deserves a voice of her own. I feel sorry for baby Quentin. I feel sorry for the boy Kara Amar Jordan, who was found in a suitcase. I feel so sorry for Michael Wong, Monkey. I feel so sorry for Lena Sadat. I feel sorry for all these cases, but my aim is to find out what happened to Summer Wells. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are not giving us updates. Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, his son was on the TV. He was charged for SO offenses and sex assaults, trigger warning. His sentence was supposed to be 20 years. He got 1 year from Armstrong, the defense attorney. He got himself a nice, sweet deal. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So I'm starting to question myself and ask, what are all these characters doing, not finding out what happened to that little girl? Why isn't she getting us justice? Because she deserves us justice. At the end of this month, actually within a couple of days, we may have Don Wells coming out himself. He was in for DUI, drinking under the influence. We may have him coming and telling his story and telling his lies. Then we have Candice, who's hid herself for 4 or 5 months. She doesn't put a flyer up for her daughter. She doesn't care about her daughter. So for all the fans of Candice and Dawn, unless you'll have points to disprove this, unless you'll have points to show me facts that why you'll disagree with me, I will continue pressuring the Wells to own up to what they did to Summer Wells. This is unfair. Even if our brothers did an accident, God forbid, we are entitled to know. Dawn talks about Summer in such a disgusting way that as a mother it creeps me out, as a therapist and a professional even worse. Candice Bly was sitting around, drinking around with 15, 14 years old boy behaving like a tom girl when she's a grown woman. In that interview, the only interview they did, the first red flag was they did the interview. Candice did her interview after 14 days when her daughter got missing. The McCains did the interview the same day their daughter was missing. Most of the people who have nothing to hide, like Michael Wong's family, come out in the open, talk about their child, put pictures up about their child, try to get awareness spread about their child, but the Wells ain't doing it. When people say that, oh, they have had an abusive past and they have had their own problems and they're drunk, they don't mean anything, that is a whole lot of bull. I'm being honest and saying it out there, because they know exactly what they're doing. They're here just to confuse us with the timelines. Candice Wells and Donna Wells, you all need to own up what you all did with that little girl, so that if she's alive, that she gets therapy. If she's alive, that she gets love, tender love and care. If she's not alive, this little baby deserves a decent funeral. We are Summer's voices. I ain't giving up on Summer. I ain't going and passing on to different cases till I find out what happened to Summer. Summer's case may end up to be a cold case, but we need to put pressure. TBI and Ronnie Lawson needs to explain, give us updates. They told us to stop bothering us, to stop getting super chats and all that. People are making money out of Summer Wells' case. I don't get 1 penny from YouTube. I don't get a super chat. I don't want a super chat. I don't want anything from YouTube. I'm using this channel as my voice to be heard so that people can help me and stand up for what is right. What is right is to find out what happened to Summer Wells. That is our jobs as decent human beings. I live in London, far away from Tennessee, but I would still stand up for that little girl. I get tears in my eyes when I watch her picture and see how badly she was neglected, how badly she was put in endangerment and abuse. If the Wells is going down for anything, they should be charged for the negligence of their children, for the endangerment of their children, and for the abuse of their children. As for Jody Sue Brown, stop mumbling and start talking. You said 3 months ago, when you thought that Andy was going to snitch on you, you said that he was the one who was providing the drugs to the Wells and they were sedating their children and Summer could have possibly overdosed. You know more than you're saying, Jody Sue Brown. You have children of your own. You are the neighbor. So when Andy was providing them drugs, you were involved. Do not act innocent. No wonder Jody Sue Brown, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson doesn't believe and debunks your theory of hearing door slams and it was 4:32, I heard this and that. Why didn't you go out and warn the neighbors? Why didn't you call 911? Because you were involved. As for Andy Bernard, I watched your interview. Loads of lies, red flags. How come you, Andy Bernard, and Dawn Wells parked at the same time at 5:30? Why is it still stuck on Dawn Wells' mind 5:30? He continues saying 5:30. Dawn Wells, what happened at 5:30? I know for a fact that you came back from work allegedly at 5:30. Was Summer missing at 5:30? Did something happen when you came back from work at 5:30? Because your report is Summer missing at 6:30. The more I dig into your timeline, the more I'm getting closer to the truth. And this is not right. Andy Bernard, suspect for me. Dawn, suspect. Candice, huge suspect. Jodie C, huge suspect. Allison, suspect. Hunter, suspect. Grandis is a suspect because she ain't owning up. She ain't talking. She's a grandparent. I didn't see one tear shedding out of her eye. There was no tears, no empathy, no sympathy. These people talk like summer did not exist. Whatever happened, happened near the creek. That's what I believe. Because why did Jodie Sue Brown and Summers Wells' brothers, why were they all sent to the creek? What happened in that creek is very important to find out. These people are nothing but liars. And I'm starting to not, I won't use that term, not get annoyed, but I'm starting to really, what's the word? I'm not even upset. I'm starting to doubt the people who are actually defending Don. How can you all turn around and say, what did Don do? Don did everything. Don is lying about his daughter. Do you all see Don searching for his daughter? Let me know when you see Don searching for his daughter. People who are defending Candice. Why isn't Candice putting up a flyer? Why isn't Candice asking people on YouTube to help her to search for Summer? Dawn Wells was the first person who came out with the word. Guys, just hold on 1 second. Yeah. Dawn Wells came out and he said, I will meet Summer in the resurrection. What is happening in the resurrection for him to meet Summer in the resurrection? Did an accident happen? Was Summer sold? Was there human trafficking? Like the TBI asked Dawn Wells, did he owe any drug dealer any debts? Did he exchange Summer for money? These are not questions far-fetched. These are questions that make sense, honestly. The more they don't talk, the more speculations continue. And these two parents don't care. If they don't care, we care. I know many people care about Summer. And I care about Summer. I want to know what happened to Summer. I want Summer to get the justice that she's entitled to. This is a 5-year-old baby. Everybody's standing in front of Quentin's house. I understand searching for justice, although I believe this is a whole bunch of nonsense because the FBI knows what they're doing. You have 40 FBI agents there. Let them deal with Leilani. If you are really serious, go down, take yourself another trip to Tennessee. Go research where Candice is and make her talk. Summer is the one who needs us. Everyone just jumped into Summer's case, and when a new case came out, everyone left the case, like Summer didn't exist. I made a promise to myself and to Summer that I will try and put justice out for them. Summer needs to be found. Summer deserves to be found. This family has done everything. This is not the first criminal crime they have done. They are on all kind of mugshots. Don has 2 older children. He tried to sell his older son, according to his stepsisters. Many people may not believe it, but I do believe. This is a pattern of nonsense that has been going around with Don Wells' life. He himself admitted that Summer used to sleep in his bed for 5 years. That does not make sense. We all are parents. We love our children now and then. When they have a flu, when we want to look after them, when they're hurt, when they're sad, when they can't sleep and they see the boogeyman. We tell them, come and sleep with us. But we don't do that for 5 years. That doesn't make sense. That does not make sense, and we are ignoring things that are not supposed to be ignored. So guys, honestly, I hope that you'll all put your effort, put your awareness out for the poor little baby girl. Summer is our little girl. Summer needs justice. Summer deserves justice. These people used to lock Summer in a basement. These people were neglecting and abusing Summer and her brothers. People like Jodie Sue Brown and Allison were aware of it and they did not say anything about it. You can hear True, Allison's daughter, putting out all reports about what she's experienced about Dawn with Summer. They said that they have told the CPS many times, so I don't understand. How many times would it take CPS to drop the ball in every state? When they say, see it, say it, sorted in UK. You see something and you say something, and yet it's not sorted. So that is a problem itself. I do understand that Child Protection Program does not get a load of money, so they do need extra resources and extra money and extra funding because the workers are working overtime, so they can't keep up to their cases. And most of the cases are urgent. So some of the cases are going to be left to a blind eye, like Summer's case, like Orvin and Austin West's case in CN Classic in California City. But California City made sure, and defense attorney Zimmer, Cynthia Zimmer, God bless her, Bakersfield Law Enforcement and California City Law Enforcement, Sheriff John Walker. They did something and they got those two evil monsters out of the street. Now we're waiting for the grand jury, and these two, Trezell and Jacqueline, these two idiots will not tell us where the boys are buried. I hope they make some kind of deal with them so their parents of Cynthia and Classic, Ryan Dean, gets to lay her two little boys to rest. This has caused many families trauma and PTSD. But with Summer Wells' case, nobody seems to be caring. Like we used to say for Cynthia and Classic, aka Orrin and Austin West, no Summer, no peace. Where is the goal? Like we used to say, where are the boys? Where are the California City boys? Where is the goal? TBI better start updating us. It's going to be 2 years soon. You have Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, who has a son who is a SO offender, who got 1 year instead of 20 years. What does make us think that this case of Summer Wells will be solved? I believe they all are putting a blind eye, and that's why today I have decided to tell the truth, what I feel. That is my opinion and my opinion only. So I'm not putting it on anyone else, but for all your fans of Dawn and Candice, please get me proof so that I back off of these two, whatever they're called. I don't want to be cussing or saying anything wrong, but these two parents really, really neglected their children, abused their children, possibly killed their child. No wonder there's a gag order on Dawn that he can't talk to his boys. Why do you think that? Why is Candice supposed to go to the court at the end of this month? And if she gets back her children, she was told not to stay with Dawn. They said, if we see you with Dawn near the children, they're going to take the children back. To start with, I hope that she never wins her boys back. I hope that she never wins her boys back. Yeah, finally it worked, guys. Thank you. And I was telling my son from behind to fix the light for me. But anyway, guys, coming back to this tragedy of this poor little girl, Dawn Wells and Candice Wells will be coming out soon. As soon as we see Dawn, Candice will come there too, drunk, talking BS, and we'll see Dawn arguing and denying that he had anything to do with foul play. Why aren't these two people talking? Why did the TBI ask them if they did something to Summer Wells? How can the TBI ask them that? Because the TBI knows something. Do y'all think the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation would have come for abducted case? They would have let law enforcement handle it. But when they know foul play is involved, just like Quincy Simon, immediately when they knew Leilani was up to foul play, FBI came in. FBI and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, both of them entered Summer's case on the 16th, one day later, and they raised the endangerment alert to the highest. That's an Amber Alert. For them to do that, they knew something. So please, guys, whoever is a fan of Dawn and Candace and thinks that they're two little angels, please get us proof why they're not searching. Please let me know something that I don't know. Because some people just think maybe it's like football to take one side or the other. This ain't a competition of who's wrong and who's right. This is a competition of justice. We need to seek justice for that little girl. We are the voices of Summer. When we entered this case of Summer, we all promised that we will find Summer and find answers to Summer. Look at the California City boys. The whole of California City, all of us, even outside, abroad, in the whole of the states, all of us on YouTube, put pressure till the West were arrested. Now we need to do the same for Summer. Summer had nobody. And I really mean it. That's what hurts me. When people write on the comments, thank you for continuing, not giving up on Summer. I really mean it from my heart. Summer is my first priority. That's why these days I don't make much clips about mental health, because every time I put on the lights and the microphone and try to talk or try to do something, automatically I go back to Summer Wells' case. Because this case is really hurting me badly. That little girl needs her justice. She had nobody. Jody Sue Brown is her closest neighbor, and she ain't bothered to mention her name. All she talks is about how much her son is in the military and how much she loves her two children. What about Summer? What about Summer Wells? And I hope those three boys are never returned to the Wells. They would damage their mental health, they would damage their physical health, they would damage their emotional well-being. We don't need that. Those three boys have been put through a lot, and I hope they didn't see something terrible happening to their sister. And I won't be surprised if they did, and if they were told to keep quiet. And I really wonder why Don said that his oldest son told him, "Sorry, Daddy, sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry." He said something about, "I'm sorry, Dad." So what was he sorry about? Did an accident happen? Because we've heard allegedly rumors about hide and seek. Did someone push Summer down the steps? Did Summer overdose? Did something happen to Summer in the swimming hole? Did Hunter accidentally hurt Summer? Because let's not forget, I'm a mental health counselor and I can see what they did to even Hunter. They should be punished and charged for. You have an ADHD boy there who said he did not sleep the whole night. Listen to the interview with Chris McDonald. He said, "I did not sleep the whole night. They went to him at 10 a.m. They picked him up. They gave him twisted tea. They gave him vapes. They gave him drinks. They must have given him weed. They told him to swim with Summer. We saw him splashing water. Summer could have bumped her head somewhere. He said that Summer went underneath the water for more than 20 seconds. So think about it, guys. Hunter knows something. Hunter has seen something because his grandmother and his mother said he was traumatized. He wouldn't come out of his room. What did Hunter see? And Hunter said clearly on Chris McDonald's interview that the TBI told him not to talk to anyone. So what did he see? What did he witness? Why is the TBI keeping everyone shut? I understand they're trying to keep their case as close to the West as possible, but they're solving the case. This case should have gone to the grand jury. Not yesterday, not last year, the year before maybe. So I'm standing here today to say no summer, no peace. No summer, no peace. No summer, no peace. Justice or summer. Her name is Summer Moon Yuta Wells. That name should be said out loud every day. Maybe we should start bombarding the TBI with emails and with statements. Because TBI, if you're listening, and Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, I ain't making any super chats. I ain't making any money from the YouTube world. And I ain't giving up on Summer Wells. Just that you'll know. And I hope many people are like me. I'm not going to stand like other people are doing in front of Simon's house, bothering the neighbors, because that's antisocial personality behavior. That is a sick psychopathic behavior for not respecting the taxpayers. The old man who lives next to Quinton's house has asked them to stop this nonsense. 4 people got arrested. It's still not enough for them. I understand we are fighting for justice, but that doesn't mean we need to disturb the neighbors. We don't need an old man or old woman or a sick person or disabled person dying out of this or getting a heart attack, God forbid. These cases need to be solved in a professional, mindful, decent way without people yelling and making a fool out of themselves in front of the world, Savannah, Atlanta, Georgia. I know that when Don Wells comes, he's just going to start his BS from the same place he left out. He's the one who've written the whole script, if y'all didn't understand it. The abduction one. And he didn't write it alone, allegedly. I believe he wrote it with Jody Sue Brown. Because they both speak the same words, abduction, abduction, abduction. Candice was told not to speak because if you speak, you'll spill out the whole tea. So go to the back door. But when people are telling me the clip about Candice saying, I will never drink again and I won't do anything to hurt my children because Summer and the boys were the love of my life, I personally believe within that sentence something happened to Summer while she was drinking. Isn't it strange that she called law enforcement at 6:30? She drinks 5:30. So she was in one eye in a drinking session. Did she sedate the children on drugs so that they could sleep a bit while she was drinking and smoking a weed? And did Summer overdose? It's a question to be asked. Did Summer overdose? Or did Summer have a nasty fall that they were scared to take Summer to the hospital early during the day? We don't know. When Summer was in the car, did something happen to Summer? Was she dead? Was she alive? Was she sedated? Was it an overdose? Where were they taking Summer? So many questions to be asked. But so many things are left undone. Enough is enough. Every other case is getting solved. But Summer's case is actually never existed. That girl needs a peace. That girl needs a justice. Anyway, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me comments. I always appreciate your comments, all your beautiful and kind comments. I learn so much from y'all. I get so much kindness. And I do get sometimes unprofessional comments. And I don't have a problem, guys. We can agree to disagree. That's why we're human beings. We all see something in a different way. But some people leave horrible comments, and don't do that, because that just shows a reflection on who you are and how you're raised. I've been taught to be kind to people who are even unkind. If people disrespect me, it's not my intention to disrespect them back, which I try not to do. Unless it's something too deep, like the Nicolina 777, when they're talking about my religion, and when one of those people, that was with Nicolina in the platform, her platform was Coco, was trying to leave me many comments saying that you need to go and apologize to Nicolina, ask her to move herself decently out of my channel. I owe no apology to anyone who puts my religion down or who puts any other religion down, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Judaism, whether it's Buddhist, whether it's Islam, whether you're atheist, we all are human beings. So when somebody comes to my channel and trashes my religion, that is a boundary that I don't take, because nobody's religion needs to be disrespected. We all believe in God. We may just have different faiths, but we all stand for good. That's the only ones that I can't take, just to let you all know. But the other ones with speculations, with mindfulness speculation, I'm in it. Bring it on. I love your discussions. I love your comments. Because we need to discuss, whether we agree or disagree, let's discuss about it. Because sometimes when I read your comments, I think, that is actually interesting. I never thought of it that way. So you'll do. If I'm wrong, just tell me nice and politely who I disagree in this and this manner. But I do get upset when people just put in a comment and say, don't say this about Candace or Dawn. They're good human beings. They're church-hearing people. They're this, they're that. Or they were underprivileged. They didn't have much in life, so people are judging them. Nobody's judging anyone. They are being judged for not getting up and searching for Summer. And that is something to be judged for. They have voices of their own. Summer didn't have that. They are adults. Summer was a child. An innocent, sweet child. With a beautiful smile, with a beautiful laughter. All she did was swim. All she did, and she loved, was swinging in a swing. And that's another thing. I wonder if Summer fell out of a swing and got badly injured, and they didn't want to take her to the ER because there were many rocks and the surface wasn't flat under the swing. I remember what Dawn said in the interview. He said that Summer would hold the swing and she would lift up her body in a strong way. He said something that even her brothers couldn't do. And let's remember, 3 brothers are older than her. So was Summer doing stunts on the swing, and were they letting her do it with a blind eye? Was Summer sedated, and did she go on the swing and fall off the swing and get a bad injury? Guys, you may be thinking I'm taking it too far, but it's smart questions, I believe. That's the first time I'll say it is actually questions to think of. Since Jodie Sue Brown herself said that these children were being sedated, and I believe that. So guys, look after yourselves, look after your mental health, be kind to each other, be good to each other. Look after your mental health. Be careful that you don't get anxiety. Don't overburn yourself with work, with problems, with issues, anything. I'm sorry, with all the, it's my son, my nephew, all of them are going around the background, walking around. They had the 1 week holidays, the mid-break, and they should be going back to college on Monday. And I'm going to be babysitting my 4-year-old nephew that I'm looking forward to soon. So just to put it this way, guys, look after yourself. Life is too short. Look after your loved ones. Look after your children. Be careful of not letting your children take candy or treats from other people, especially strangers, because of the fentanyl epidemic going on. Love yourself, love your neighbors, love each other, love your family especially. Don't overburn yourself. Don't give yourself anxiety. But give yourself anxiety for summer. No summer, no peace. So Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, we need to know where's summer. As so everyone else, love, love, stay blessed. Stay blessed. Peace out. Bye.